He comes through, and if I'm absolutely right, I'm sure that he is going to claim 5th place, which is all he needs to do to become the 2008 Formula One World Champion.
Every Formula One driver dreams of only one thing: adding the title World Champion to their name. However, unknown to many, this title does not come purely as a result of flooring the gas pedal and handling chicanes with precision. Instead, it's a result of intense preparation, which begins even before the drivers suit up and get into the cockpit. Today, I will take you through some of the things that Formula One drivers do to prepare for races in their quest to claim the World Championship. 1. Physical exercises. It's easy to assume that all Formula One drivers need is speed and precision, but that could not be further from the truth. These athletes actually have to put in a ton of workouts and exercises to keep their bodies in peak physical condition.
You have to have a really good core stability. You can't be big and bulky. If you have your weight, if I was super muscly up here, my weight would be too high. So I have to do lots of squats from the butt.
Also, when these drivers are cruising at speeds of up to 180 miles an hour, they can experience G-forces of up to 6G. That's like being 6 times heavier than normal, which can put a huge strain on their bodies. Now, suppose a driver isn't fit enough to handle that kind of pressure. They might struggle to maintain focus or control. In extreme cases, an unfit driver could even pass out from the overwhelming forces, which could be catastrophic on the track. It goes without saying, staying in shape as a Formula One driver is non-negotiable. 2. Rigorous simulator sessions. To the rest of us, simulators might just be a tool for fun and passing time. However, for pro Formula One drivers, they form a critical part of race preparation rituals. They play an important role in creating a realistic experience for Formula One drivers, enabling them to practice and hone their skills without having to worry about time, weather, or track availability. Through these sessions, the driver can also replicate the track environment closely, with this providing them with the essential visual cues that help them to determine optimal braking points and the ideal moments to turn the car. In essence, simulator sessions provide them with an opportunity to determine the sweet spots that can help them take the checkered flag once they're on track. Additionally, with only 6 days of pre-season testing and just 4 hours of practice available during each race weekend, the importance of these simulators can't be overlooked. 3. Diet and nutrition.
It's about finding that balance between eating the right foods, which give you, the required amount of energy to perform, whether it's in the gym or on track, but also foods that are going to keep your weight constant throughout the year.
To understand why diet is an important part of drivers' preparation for races, we need to look at a scenario. Take the Singapore Grand Prix. This series takes the crown for being the hottest race on the circuit. So much so that it's easy for drivers to lose about 3 to 4 kilograms just in sweat. And it's not just in Singapore. In any Grand Prix, the bodies of these drivers are constantly working beyond their normal level to manage the heat and intense G-forces they experience. On top of that, they have to stay mentally sharp, always ready to make split-second decisions, figure out the perfect racing line, attacking and defending positions, and communicating with their pit crew. And that brings the need for a good diet plan for the drivers. They often strive to have a balanced diet made of carbs, fruit and veg, proteins and water. However, this doesn't mean that Formula One drivers are entirely restricted from having a cheeseburger or other snacky foods that they so desire from time to time. They just have to do it with moderation. 4. Mental conditioning.
Focus is something that's easier to achieve when you're in a comfortable state, or when you've got positive energy, positive people around you, and you're happy. Then it's that much easier to focus.
For an F1 driver, physical strength and laser precision can't cut it on the track. Instead, they also need their mental health to be in its best state. The pressures that they're subject to, both in training and during races, require them to be in tip-top condition upstairs. Now, mental conditioning largely varies among drivers. For instance, the current World Drivers' Champion Max Verstappen said that he conditions himself mentally by avoiding overcomplicating or overthinking his routine and approach. By doing this, he's able to remain grounded and focused on the more important aspects of the race, something which could probably have contributed to his last 3 consecutive championships. Mental conditioning also helps these drivers to rehearse an entire race in their minds, picturing every pit stop, chicane, braking point, and apex. 5. Data, 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 and more data.
Engineering groups around the drivers, we go through quite a bit of data with them just to help them understand what's happening in terms of the car performance.
With time, data has become one of the most, if not the only, important factors that determine how a Formula One team performs. In fact, that's the main reason why, after a driver clinches the podium at any Grand Prix, you're likely to hear them say, "We did it." The reason for this is because they know the win is not a result of individual brilliance. Instead, it's a combination of expertise from engineers and even data analysts. These analysts are responsible for going through a myriad of data points to see how the car behaves under certain conditions. With these analyses, it's possible for these analysts to guide the drivers more accurately on what they need to do in the coming races. And during the race weekend, engineers analyze data collected from practice sessions and adjust car setups based on performance feedback. They can use that feedback to tweak several aspects like aerodynamics and tyre pressures, which can be tested in the simulator before making changes to the actual car. Through these simulations, drivers can also run various race scenarios like weather changes or safety car situations, enabling them to develop flexible strategies. And talking of data, the analytics show that a large percentage of those viewing haven't subscribed to the channel, but you can help us change this by confirming that you've subscribed and turn on the notification button so you don't miss out on any new updates. Right, let's get back on track. 6. Track walks.
Yeah, all the time we come to a corner, we get like more and more serious, talking about like how to approach it, the setup differences between the previous weekend and this weekend.
They might seem as just a formality before a race, but track walks actually form a key part of Formula One race preparation. They give drivers an opportunity to familiarise themselves with specific details of each circuit that are more likely to be missed at high speeds. By walking the track, drivers are better positioned to identify important elements like bumps, curb placements, changes in track camber, and potential braking points. These walks also help them to get an idea of the grip levels of the track and other minor aspects that can influence race strategy and make the difference between taking the podium and finishing last. Also, a number of drivers use these track walks to connect with their engineers and teammates, where they discuss strategy and potential challenges before getting into the car. So if a simple track walk can make a driver a 0.5% better, then why not take that stroll? 7. Briefings and strategy meetings. Briefings and strategy meetings are crucial components of a race preparation for an F1 driver. These meetings often involve intense engagements and information exchange between drivers, engineers, and strategists as they seek to refine race tactics based on real-time and predictive data gathered from practice sessions, tyre performance models, and simulations.
As you say, with the lockup, you also need to look at things like flat spots.
Yep.
Are these tyres going to even make it in the stint that you want them to do, or is that just not going to happen? There's a lot of things that go into that. So
it's also during these meetings that drivers receive clear instructions on primary race strategies and backup plans, ensuring they understand the exact moves they're expected to make for various scenarios, like changes in weather or sudden safety car deployments. Now, strategy discussions also help address specific track conditions, competitor performance, and resource limitations, therefore ensuring that drivers have sufficient information to help them make swift, informed decisions on track. Pre-race briefings solidify these strategies into actionable insights, making race day decisions more about execution than last-minute problem solving. It's this kind of comprehensive preparation that allows the drivers to handle everything calmly and seamlessly and to react effectively to dynamic race conditions, ensuring that even the most unexpected situations can be handled with utmost professionalism. 8. Rest and recovery. After all the preparations that demand both physical and mental energy, drivers have to tone everything down and relax. Structured rest periods, including sleep and relaxation, allow these drivers to recharge both mentally and physically, ensuring that they recharge just in time for the race. In some instances, they can use sleep aids to optimize rest and avoid jet lag, especially during long-haul travel between global circuits. This is an important factor because neglecting recovery could lead to fatigue, slower reflexes, and reduced endurance, and the combination of all these could be seen on their overall performance on the track. All that goes to show that indeed, Formula One is more than just a game of speed. It's a culmination of months of preparation and sheer dedication just to get an opportunity to stand on the podium.